There's one thing that separates the top 1% men from everyone else. And if you can master this one thing, accomplishing all of your goals will be way easier. I'm talking about your fitness goals, your relationship goals, your business goals, and your income goals will be so much easier if you can just do this one thing. And I call it rejecting the mediocre mantras. A mediocre mantra is something like, oh, one day won't hurt, or I can take a day off, or won't kill me. These are mediocre mantras. And the reason they're called mediocre mantras is because that's what normal people say to themselves or others. And the average person is by definition mediocre. If you want to be above average, you can't talk or think like them because words are just thoughts verbalized. So if you're talking like them, that means you're thinking like them. Let me give you an example. My girl has been really locked in on her fitness journey lately. She's been tracking her macros every day. She's been weighing shit just like the big dog, training 5-6 days a week. She's really locked in. She's going to be in the best shape of her life before the year's over. Here's the thing. Next month, she's going home to Dominican Republic where her family's at. She's going to have a lot of friends and they're going to be rejoicing. They're going to be gregarious. They're going to be celebrating her arrival like the princess of the Dominican Republic. And there's going to be a lot of food there. There's going to be a lot of traditional Dominican cuisine, all different types of rices, that slow cooked pork that they always cook, some of that tres leches, all types of goodies. And she's going to be tempted because everyone around her is going to be like, you've been locked in for so long. You can have a little bit. You can have one. One won't kill you. Those are the mediocre mantras. It shows up everywhere in your life, your friends, your family, your coworkers. Be like, man, everything in moderation. Oh, you can have just one. Man, one ain't a big deal. Those are the mediocre mantras, and those are the battle cries of the inconsistent. Because, yeah, man, one piece of cake won't kill you, but it won't help you either. In fact, it does more harm than you think. Let me explain. The way you train a dog or any sort of animal companion you may have in your home is when it does something wrong, you punish it in some way. I don't know. I never had a dog. Maybe you hit them with a newspaper, pistol whip them. I don't know how you negatively reinforce dog behavior, but you do something to negatively reinforce it, and then the dog learns not to do those things. And the opposite is true too. When the dog does something you want it to do, then you do what? You give it a treat. You give it some sort of reward. And you can do that with all animals. For example, dolphins aren't trained with negative reinforcement at all. They use 100% positive reinforcement to train dolphins. So when they catch it doing something right, throws them a little treat, little fish. And after repeated exposure to that, they can get the dolphin to do whatever they want. Guess what, bro? You're an animal too. Yeah, even you. And you can be trained the same way, but you train yourself. So here's the thing. When you are trying to level up, you're going to come across circumstances where you're going to have to use discipline to either do what you want now or do what you want most, right? You either follow your diet or to fall off, to go to the party or to lock in on your business. You're going to be confronted with these circumstances all the time. Here's the thing. When you're confronted with those circumstances, if you choose the undisciplined path, what happens is you actually train yourself to behave that way next time you encounter one of those circumstances. Because, for example, if you're at a birthday party and there's some cake and someone says, man, one slice won't hurt. You can have just one slice. They start reciting these mediocre mantras to you. Then you are confronted with a choice. Do I stick to my diet or do I go the undisciplined path? If you go the undisciplined path, you train yourself to do that next time you encounter those circumstances, right? The one cake itself doesn't hurt you in isolation, but you're training yourself because guess what you just did? Guess what the cake is? It's a treat. The same thing you gave your fucking dog. The same thing they give dolphins to get them jumping through hoops and fire and shit, right? You were supposed to make a decision and behave a certain way. You did what you weren't supposed to do and you treated yourself for it. You rewarded yourself for it. So now, next time you encounter one of those circumstances, you have to make the choice. It's going to be easy for you to make the wrong choice, or easier because you have trained yourself to do that. And now if you want to not do that next time, it's going to take more discipline than it would have took before because you actually trained yourself to behave like a bitch. Some of y'all, that's your default response. So everything counts. Taking one day off or living a little, all that bullshit, yeah, it won't kill you, but it will hurt you because now next time you encounter one of those circumstances, you have a choice. You've already been training yourself to be like a bitch. So it's going to take a Herculean amount of discipline in order to behave the way you're supposed to. So no mediocre mantras. Stay on point. When I'm at the function, at my son's birthday party or something, and I'll cut up cake and pass it to the other fat parents, and they'll be like, oh, you're not gonna have a cake, man, you just have one. And because I'm a nice guy, I'll just say, oh, no, thank you, man. You and the children should enjoy that. But in real life, I'm thinking, yo, man, you think I'm a fucking bitch ass motherfucker like you? Do you know who the fuck I am? Bitch, I'll fuck you up in this place. That's what I'm thinking. But in real life, I'm like, oh, no, man, no, thank you, man. But here, you enjoy. So one thing you can do to counteract that is to come up with different mantras and make them extreme like I do. So I'll say, nah, man, sugar's for women and children. Candy's for women and children. Cake is for women and children. The truth is, I know it's not a real thing, right? Like, there's guys who are stronger than me and probably tougher than me who eat cake, shit, right? But because I've said it so much, what I've done is I put that in my identity. Now my identity is someone who doesn't eat fucking cake, no matter whose goddamn birthday it is, right? Same thing with drinking. Like, I don't say I'm trying to come back on drinking or, man, I quit drinking a while ago, I quit drinking. No, I just say, no, I don't drink. I don't drink. Like, I don't drink alcohol. I don't do any recreational drugs. I'll take a PED. I'll take a drug to enhance my performance immediately. I'm going to take one after this, but no recreational drugs. And because I say, no, I just don't do that. It's who I am. So when people be like, oh man, you don't want just one drink? We have just one drink. And it's like, no, I just don't do that. I was with Tristan Tate and Andrew Tate. This is before they blew up. And we were hanging out in Atlanta. I showed up to one of their War Room events back when it was small, before they were famous. And they were drinking and stuff. The boys like to drink. And Tristan, who is hilarious, like he's super funny, he was telling me that I was a bitch. He said it in a joking way, like it wasn't like no shit we about to fight. But he's like, oh man, you can have a drink. He kept trying to give me the drink, kept trying to give me the drink, kept trying to give me the drink. And then he started like kind of like roasting me in front of all these people. You know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers I ain't even know. And then I was just like, nah, man, I don't drink. And I just laughed it off. It wasn't no big deal, But at the end, he was like, nah, respect, man, respect. I can usually get anyone to drink, but you're the first person I couldn't get to drink. And that's what's going to happen when you don't fall for the mediocre mantras. Like people will see me weighing my food at a restaurant. They'll be like, oh man, I wish I was that disciplined. I wish I could be that disciplined. I'm thinking in my head, bitch, I do all types of shit. Could never do. This is the least impressive thing on that extensive list. That's what I think. I don't say that. I'm a nice guy. I'd be like, yeah, it's not for everybody, man. Yeah, you got to find something that works for you. But then they say, oh man, yo, I respect it. I respect it. So when you fight the mediocre mantras and you don't give in to the peer pressure, people actually respect it if you stand your ground. But if you say, oh, I'm trying not to drink, or I'm trying to watch my diet, or no, I just don't do that. Fucking me. And if anyone got a problem with it, do something. But this is going to keep you on point and more consistent. Because the reason you struggle with consistency is because you accept inconsistency. And you accept inconsistency by reciting these mediocre mantras. What you need to do is be more tough on yourself. If something happens where I fall off in something, which is very, very rare, like every once in a while, I won't be able to sleep. And then I'll have to sleep in to get some extra hours of sleep because you got to get sleep, right? But I'll wake up pissed at myself, kind of hating myself a little bit. If you want to be consistent, adopt that attitude. Consistency is the great equalizer, right? But you can't be consistent if you fall victim to these mediocre mantras from you or other people. Now, the counter argument would be, man, no, you got to enjoy life, man. You got to live a little. You got to enjoy life. Here's the thing, bitch. If you only enjoy life from recreation, candy and cake, sugary food, vacations and partying, then that's kind of sad because you can't do those things all the time. You can only do them sparingly if you want to have a decent life, right? If you don't give a fuck about the future, then yeah, man, eat candy, cake, get drunk and high and party every day. But if you want to have a decent life, you can only do those things every once in a while anyway. And if that's the only way you can enjoy life, then that's super sad. What I recommend you do, learn to enjoy life by seeing how far you push yourself. Learn to enjoy life by seeing how much of your potential can you bring to the surface. Because once you can change that mind frame, and you enjoy life by trying to make the most of the time you have here on earth, trying to leave a legacy for your family, trying to make a change in your life and the lives of others that's positive, once you can learn to enjoy life by doing that, you can enjoy life every day. I'm just as happy in my office, fucking with accounting, spreadsheets, Claude Code, helping my clients solve problems, helping my business partners solve problems, building things. I'm just as happy doing that as when I'm on vacation on the beach, chilling with my big titty girlfriend. Because once you can learn to associate loving life with trying to see how much you can push yourself instead of trying to see how much you can get away with, and you can enjoy life all day, every day. And that's the cheat code. Now, it's a lot easier if you love what you do for work, right? Because you have to work at least a third of your life. Everybody's going to be working about a third of their life. So if you don't enjoy that shit, oh man, then a third of your life is grueling. Another third of it, your sleep. And you only have 1/3 of your life that you enjoy. I always love fitness, helping people accomplish their fitness goals. That's one of the reasons why I was so successful as an online trainer. That's how I made my first million as an online trainer, because I loved it so much. I enjoyed life by putting work into it, helping people accomplish their fitness goals. And I still do. And I also teach people how to do that. I've taught over 15,000 people how to grow successful fitness businesses. And they're putting up like big numbers. A bunch of them making $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, 50. Some of them are making $100,000 a month from their online training business. If you want to learn how to do that, I'm doing a live training this weekend where I will show you how to start making an extra $300 to $500 a day as an online trainer using AI. I'm gonna show you how to grow your following with AI. I'm gonna show you how you can actually make content faster and better with AI. I'm gonna show you how you can use AI to actually get clients make sales. And I'm gonna show you how you can use AI to actually help train your clients so they can get better results with less work from you. If you want to learn how to do it, sign up for the free training. It's gonna be this weekend at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. Click the link in the description, sign up for that class. You do not want to miss out on this. It's going to be 100% free. And I'm not even going to sell you anything at the end. I'm just going to give you game. All right, let's get it.